Hello, welcome back to the Chelsea debate. I'm Dom Toner. This is Josh Langford. We've just watched Chelsea draw 1-1 at Southampton in the Premier League. Josh, that's 2 points dropped, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Southampton, I think, lost their last six going into today. Just generally poor form. We've looked better. Since Tuchel came in, we've been climbing the table back into the top four. And really closing in on second with the teams above us sort of stuttering a little bit. So 2 points dropped. And yeah, it's just disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a massive talking point on Hudson-Odoi. We've just watched his press conference. We'll get to that in a sec. If we just look at the goals quickly, we dominated pretty much all of the game, in particular first half, possession-wise anyway. And it came out of nowhere, the Minamino goal, just after half hour, on the counter-attack, wasn't it? Because we lost the ball, and next thing we know, Minamino one-on-one with Mendy, and credit to him, it's a brilliant finish. He sort of feints twice and puts the goalie down. But for me, question marks in the defence, because within one split pass of Nathan Redmond, they've gone through the middle of the pitch. I think maybe Kurt Zuma's positioning's offside, but how do you see the goal? Because for me, I'm frustrated at that.
Yeah, frustrated. I think that's, under Lampard, we're accused of shipping too many goals. And since Tuchel's come in, that's been other than the results, that's been the one brilliant thing for me. We've looked a lot more solid defensively. We've not been conceding the goals. And the new system's worked. Obviously, it was a worry when Silva got injured, but Christensen came in and I think did a good job generally. Obviously, so Zuma got his chance today, which I was thrilled about. But yeah, it was a poor goal to concede. I just thought it was just almost a little bit too easy. I mean, fair play to Minamino. Obviously, he's gone there on loan from Liverpool. So it's an opportunity for him to sort of show what he can do and then go back to a top club. So brilliant for him, but just terrible for us. And, I think it's, do you put Christensen back in? Obviously, I know Silva's back training, but just puts question marks. Zuma hasn't really took the chance for me.
No, it was against the run of play, so obviously we're going to be frustrated. But at the same time, we had a lot of opportunities and we wasted them. What I mean by that is we were getting in the positions. I don't know if we tested the goalkeeper too much. It's just that final ball was wasteful all game. And a team like Southampton, yeah, they're not playing well, but you knew they were going to get one chance and they took it. And you could see the manager on the touchline. We'll get onto him, but he was animated throughout the whole game. I like that, but the players would have seen him on there, and he was furious. It was just a case of no killer ball. We did equalise, and we got a point. We'll have to take that. But Mason Mount, once again, he was at the heart of it. He actually won the penalty, and I was happy to see he took the penalty as well. And nice, calm, low finish. This isn't a happy video, but Mason Mount, he's a sort of shining light, isn't he? Because he played really well today.
Yeah, no, it was just the same again from him, really, wasn't it? He's been brilliant all season. Obviously, we have sort of briefly talked about it before. We're worried that with the manager change, would it create a little bit of a dip in him? But no, he was brilliant today. He's just brilliant, isn't he? I'm really excited, and it's great. Look at the national stage as well. His name really is in the hat for a place in the Euros. So, there's a lot of talent there. So to see him keep doing what he's doing, it's just fantastic to see.
Yeah, I think he's his first name now under the manager. He sort of earned that right. He played well, but right, we've got to talk about what happened after the game, because this game sort of was a bit boring. We're just passing it around. We couldn't finish, and that's something he's going to have to work on. But the main talking point was post-match about Callum Hudson-Odoi and Tammy Abraham, for that matter. So what happened basically is Tammy Abraham at half-time substituted off. It looked like possibly an injury, had a nice pack on him. So that was that, and we had to find out after the game. Hudson-Odoi came on, and midway through the second half, might have been just post 70 minutes, he then gets substituted off. And the commentators are like, has there been another injury? We find out after, no, neither player were injured, and particularly he's gone in hard at Callum Hudson-Odoi. I've got the quote here. "I was not happy with the energy and with the attitude and counter-pressing, so we decided to take him off." That is some bold comments, isn't it? When you first, we've only just recorded this straight after, but what do you make of that?
It's bold, isn't it? It's brave. We were only talking the other day. about Hudson-Odoi having sort of replaced Mason Mount as the manager's like teacher's pet type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, bold. It's particularly when you look at the history where the players do sort of have the power at Chelsea. So to have gone in, particularly at Hudson-Odoi, but also at Tammy so early on, bold. Yeah, I think that is the word. It's a little bit of a worry, really. They're young players. They're not going to play fantastic every game as much as we'd all want them to. I didn't think it was that bad to sort of justify the comments, but at the same time, it might give them that short, sharp shock treatment, and particularly going into the game against Atletico, that might be just what they need. They're going to come out with a point to prove. So time will tell. I think I have learned so far. We've got to trust the manager, haven't we? He's still unbeaten. Although this is sort of a bit of a negative video, he's still unbeaten. So we've got to just put our faith in him.
He's a massive personality, Tuchel, and he sort of in the past has got a bit of a reputation. So I don't think anyone's that surprised. But the fact it's happened so early, the fact that he's called out Hudson-Odoi of all players. Now, look, for me, a player that did my head in today was Timo Werner. Getting in positions, he was so wasteful throughout the game. Hudson-Odoi had half an hour on the pitch. Okay, he didn't really, do too much to dictate. But like he said in his press conference, whenever it got to the final third, it broke down. Mount was the only one sort of maybe producing that little bit extra. I mean, you've got Giroud sitting there on the bench. Maybe he could have been a good option. But to single him out in particular, I think is a bit harsh because Timo Werner didn't do anything today of note. He was very frustrating. So I'm interested to see how it's going to pan out. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who he goes with. Atletico on Tuesday. Like Ziyech came on for that final 15 minutes. He didn't do anything. It's just a case of none of the attackers are clicking right now. But yeah, how do you think it will do? Will Hudson-Odoi be on the bench for Atletico? Because I've seen some people like it's a reverse psychology. He's going to then put him in. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. You've come out and sort of publicly criticised the player. Obviously, it is worrying so early on. I think you've now got to give him sort of a shot at redemption. You've got to give Hudson-Odoi the chance, particularly against Atletico, where the pace can come into play. And I think that sort of game might suit him. And he's been good so far. He really has been good. So just, one-off performance, it doesn't necessarily justify, a public flogging and kicking him out of the team. You did just sort of mention it briefly. I did think Giroud, should have been an option. He's, proven throughout his whole time in the Premier League that he'll score coming off the bench. So when we need a goal, so that, that was a bit baffling. But no, I think you've got to trust the manager, but at the same time, you've got to trust the players as well. It's a balance, isn't it? And they deserve to keep their places, I think, really.
Do you know, it's going to be really interesting to see how he bounces back from it, and the whole squad as well, because players are going to be looking around each other and be like, "Who's this guy?" In terms of he is really just he's made his decision now. That's how he's operating, and it's a shame because everyone's now going to be talking about that. Yeah, we dropped 2 points, but that's what we should be talking about, not in terms of his substitution. And it's going to take a lot of character from Tammy as well as Callum. So really interested to see what happens with that. But my initial thought is I think it's wrong. I'm not very, I'm not pleased with it. But at the same time, I really do respect the honesty and the boldness. He's come out and he said, no, look, he wasn't doing it for me. He's got high demands. Maybe that's what we need. He's going to rule with an iron fist. It's like, it's my way or the highway. That's it.
Well, the thing is, it gives the players a reason to fight, doesn't it? So, like, you're talking about attackers coming on and perhaps not doing a lot. There's going to be nowhere to hide now. I always thought at times Frank took a bit too much sort of flack himself and tried to protect the players from it. Whereas clearly Tuchel's not going to do that. If, someone's not pulling their weight, he's going to call them on it. So it might create a little bit of a fire in the whole dressing room. And I think, we don't want that treatment that Hudson-Odoi's just had. So, yeah, no, we'll have to see, mate. Obviously, we disagree. I'm saying have faith in the manager. You're not happy with it. But I suppose the true test will be this week, won't it, against Atletico? It could go one of two ways.
It's not I'm not happy. I think I'm just shocked. I mean, it's literally happened 20 minutes ago. I'm sort of a bit like just trying to process what happened there. I do respect the honesty. But, yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. I think we'll wrap it up in a minute, this video, because we just want a brief one. But any other comments on any players? Because in terms of negatively, because not everyone performed. There's only a couple that did. So anyone sort of today not do it for you?
Kovacic, possibly. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't his best game, and we've, particularly under Tuchel, become accustomed to seeing brilliant performances from him. So I was a little bit disappointed with him. And it just sort of made me think, did we miss Jorginho? I was thrilled to see Kante get the start. But, perhaps Jorginho brings a little bit of balance that we need in the team more than we realised we did. So, yeah, that was the only other one for me. And just the overall results, just disappointing. Like, you think we've turned a corner, we're into the top 4, chasing second. And now you're just thinking, oh, all right, okay, well, on to the next one.
Yeah, I think if West Ham beat Spurs tomorrow, they go above us. I'll say, yeah, Jorginho is an interesting one. And N'Golo Kante, he probably was one of our better players defensively. He made a number of tackles first half. He was buzzing about. He was brilliant. That's the Kante we know and love. But final ball from him, we know that's not his strength. A couple of times he went forward, no final ball. I mean, you could put that blame at most players today, but no final ball. Jorginho's maybe got a bit more. He nearly got Werner in. He wasn't on for long, Jorginho. A little lofted ball, but maybe a bit more guile in there. Kovacic, yeah, not his best game, but had a few nice dribbles. He's quite pleasing on the eye, but not sort of, again, the end product. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. But 1-1, another disappointing, but we're unbeaten. Got to try and take the positives, and we can't sulk really, because Atletico Madrid in a few days' time, they're a serious team, and we're going to have to play a lot better than that, I think, if we're going to get a result there. But yeah, big thanks for joining us. If you like the channel, follow us on Twitter at Chelsea_debate, and on our Instagram, _Chelsea_debate. But till next time, cheers guys.
Cheers.